Hey everyone, Samantha Hildebrand here with Type 1 Tribe. Thanks for tuning in today. I want to talk about our food system in the United States and how it needs to be improved. So let's get into it. So you may or may not have heard about the recent Senate hearing about our current food system. You may have seen it on social media or on Google or the news, and it's where a lot of influencers and people who are learning about this went to our Senate and discussed with them about our current food system and how it needs to be improved. Unfortunately, our current food system has gotten a lot worse since the 1980s, where the big food manufacturers are starting to add in some nasty ingredients into our food to, one, save money on their end, and two, to make a lot more money by adding things that make us want to eat more, buy more, things like that. And it's foods that are banned in other countries, which is really, really tragic. And so I wanted to talk today about some of these foods that we eat as type 1 diabetics and that are found in a lot of the sugary foods that we eat to bring up our blood sugar. And I wanted to bring it up because it is something that needs to be discussed. And no matter which way you lean politically, liberal or conservative, it doesn't really matter. This is a sole topic about our food system and how it's affecting people like us and a lot of other people with a lot of other diseases, and how our kids are growing up with these nasty foods. And so I wanted to do my part today and talk about our food system. So if you don't know much about it, I highly recommend going to listen to that Senate hearing. You can just find it on Google, but I'm going to share with you just some facts that I have learned. And it's funny because ever since I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, this is how I started learning about our food system and the ingredients that are in our food that are pretty toxic to us, and it's making Americans sick. We need a change. We absolutely need a change. So I'm going to list some ingredients here that are banned in other countries that we have here in the United States. Titanium dioxide is banned in a lot of other countries, and it can be found in a lot of candy. Potassium bromate is banned in other countries, and it can be found in our bread. BHA and BHT is banned in other countries, but it can be found in our cereals. And then artificial colors are banned in other countries that we can find in a lot of our foods. And a lot of our type 1 diabetic low snacks have artificial coloring. A lot of us eat Skittles for our low snacks, and Skittles are banned in a lot of other countries because of the nasty ingredients that's in them. And I think it's unfortunate because Skittles are a great low snack, but it's not a great health snack. And so instead of eating Skittles, we need to be choosing another low snack option that is better for us. Glucose tablets have artificial colors in it. As you can see here, the red, that's an artificial color. It literally says that it includes red 40 in here, which is an artificial color, which is a made up thing by food manufacturers, and it is very toxic to us. We don't need that in our glucose tablets. We don't need the red just to make it look pretty. We do not need that. And so what can you eat instead? Well, a better option that is natural and grown from the ground and grown from plants and bees is honey. So rather than eating the glucose tablets, eat the honey. Now, I am not perfect and I eat glucose tablets all the time. I was personally very upset to learn that there's red 40 in glucose tablets because it's my favorite low snack. It's my favorite low snack because I know exactly what it's going to do to my blood sugar. I eat 2 of them, it will bring my blood sugar up, and it's perfect. But when I eat the glucose tablets, it is unfortunately also killing me in the long run, right? It's hurting my body, it's hurting my immune system, it's hurting a lot of things because of the nasty red 40 that's in it. And yes, True Plus, I'm calling you out because that's disgusting, and you need to stop including red 40 in your glucose tablets. Fruit snacks, that's another fun one that a lot of type 1 diabetics eat. I know we're all guilty of eating Welch's at some point in our lives to bring up our blood sugar. And yes, if this is the only thing you have on hand, then eat it. But if you have something else that you can eat to bring up your low blood sugar, absolutely do that. Go back to the honey. Eat the honey instead of the nasty Welch's ingredients. Here, they have red 40, blue 1, oil in this. Just look at the ingredients and it's disgusting. You'll read it and be like, why am I eating this? There are a lot of better low snack options out there that we need to be eating that are, it's pure, like the honey. So eat the honey over the glucose tablets and the fruit snacks. In my opinion, when you look at an ingredient label, if it has a ton of ingredients, it's probably not a good thing, right? We want to focus on the natural foods that have 1 to 2, maybe 3 ingredients. But if it has 25, that's probably not a good sign. And if you can't pronounce half of them, also not a good sign. So when you are looking at the food that you're eating, make sure to make those decisions. One thing I want to mention is I know how frustrating this is and how annoying it is to even have to do these things. And it's really annoying to have to read food labels, right? Like, you want to be able to trust the food that you're buying and trust the food manufacturers that are providing these foods for us. But unfortunately, we can't, because a lot of the big food brands, a lot of the big food brands are just trying to make money. And so they'll put whatever they want in the food that makes us keep buying more and makes us keep eating more and makes us coming back for more, right? They're all in it for the money. They will say whatever they can about the food to make us want to buy it. And they'll even lie a little bit about marketing. And it's just a screwed up system that we have here in the United States that needs to be changed. I am no expert in this. I am just learning more every single day and doing what I can personally to keep myself healthy, my daughter Lucy healthy for the future. And I am following these accounts to learn more about this topic. So if you want a few examples, I'll include them below, but I'll read some right now. If you go to Instagram, you can follow Real Alex Clark. She discusses the food system currently. She has her own podcast where she interviews people talking about the food system. So that's a really good one. The Food Babe is one on Instagram where she calls out a lot of the food manufacturers and the nasty ingredients they put in food. Real Foodology is another one. Max Luvagari is another one. I've actually been following him for a really long time. He has his own podcast and he interviews people a lot about food. He has an email list where he sends out emails every Friday about new food information. So that's a good one to get on. And then the last one I'll say is Just Ingredients. She is great because she actually does like a this or that type of thing on Instagram. So if you're like, oh, I typically eat this product, what can I eat instead that's better? It may not be the greatest option, but it's better than the first one. So she's really great if you want to figure out what options are better for you when it comes to the food system. I'll include those below. But really, this is a crisis that's happening in America, and we need to change. And by the way, I am not perfect at this. I am guilty as it comes. I eat packaged food a lot. What I'm just trying to do is choose the better option, right? Instead of eating glucose tablets, if I have the option to eat honey, I'm going to eat the honey to bring up my blood sugar. Or instead of eating the Welch's food snacks, which I really strongly believe about this one, we need to stop buying these. We need to stop giving these to our children. There are so many better options out there now. There's like Solely, I think, is a brand. They now have better gummy options and things like that. So don't eat this, right? This is bad for you. It's bad for your overall health. Yes, if this is all you have in the moment, eat the Welch's snacks to bring up your blood sugar. But if you have other options, eat the other options, because we need to think about our health long term and how we can all get better at this. It is a lot of information. Don't get me wrong. When I first started learning about it, I was like, this is so overwhelming. Like, I don't understand where to start. But the key here is just to make small steps, right? Make a better decision when you're choosing your sugar for being a type 1 diabetic, and it will help you long term. And then slowly add in those steps, right? Yes, we now are eating honey instead of Welch's fruit snacks, but what else can we do going forward? And follow those Instagram accounts because they're great and they really will put things into perspective for you. And hopefully you'll start making the better food decisions as you learn more about our current food system. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Thanks so much for listening today. I want to share about the recent ebook that I created. It's an ebook that will help you stay in range more often and lower your A1C over time. So some things that you can find in this ebook is more information about nutrition, more information about insulin management, information about exercise, how you can exercise with type 1 diabetes and how it is beneficial for your blood sugar and your overall health, the ideal diet that type 1 diabetics should follow. There's even some healthy blood sugar friendly recipes in this ebook. There's a whole lot of stuff. So it's definitely something you're going to want to go check out if you want to stay in range more often, lower your A1C, and just have something on hand that you can look at whenever you have any questions about blood sugar. So go check that out below. It's linked there, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.